Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-November 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for the Cancerians in mid-November? Please and thank you. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer in mid-November. What's the vibe? What's the energy here, please? What do we got going for my friends? Okay, there is a big future focus already with this first card. It's a beautiful piece of imagery, and it kind of fits in similarly to what I was seeing for you last week, so that makes sense, like eyes to the future, eyes on the horizon. So I do feel like this card is pretty nice. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this lovely lady in a blue dress. She is standing on the beach, looking out at the horizon. Notice that there's these structures up in the sky with rainbows coming out of it. To me, this is a very goal-oriented type of card, and that might be a little confusing when you first look at it, but if you look deeper, she is looking out to the future. So I feel for a lot of Cancerians, like in this time, strategy, planning, where you want to go, what you want to do is very, very important. Not to just drift. There's always a time to take your foot off the gas, and there's certain times where you need preparation. For some reason, preparation's here. And the things in the sky, these little objects, to me, they're kind of like goalposts or goals in general. So there is some sort of energy here around like, okay, well, figure out what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, and what steps you need to take to get there. Very promising. That's another thing I feel about this card. It reminds me of the star card in the tarot deck, where it's like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel here. So this does feel like a very good, optimistic type of energy. So with whatever it is you might be dealing with, whether everything's cool or whether everything's not, Spirit could be asking you to try to see the silver lining and plan your way ahead. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's see what tarot has. All right, so let's shuffle it up one time. And I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So shuffle it up here and see what we got for the Cancerians. Let's get your 3 cards in the upright before we get into the intuitive juiciness. What's happening for the Cancerians? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled They Have a Plan. Okay, so see how it kind of ties into that first card we just had, and it was all over the place. So whether it was you or somebody else, to me, there was a lot of strategizing going on. So like, all right, well, this is the plan. This is how it's going to go. Like it felt like step by step by step. So that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. We're already seeing it. But let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Cancerians, please. What's happening in mid-November? Thank you. The Moon. Okay. This card that links to you in Pisces. Interesting. I do like the Moon, but it is all mysterious. Okay, but I mean, it does take on a bit of a different complexion in a Cancer reading. Let's get a couple more. Very subtle energy. Okay, 4 Swords. Cool. That feels pretty chill. So that's interesting when we compare it to the energies that we've already been seeing. Let's get one more out here. All these cards relate to the nighttime. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. Charging the batteries. So for some of you, there could be something brewing, but it feels good. Like to me, it's like I'm building up my charge. I'm letting the batteries recharge before a push for something. So I like this initially. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I like the elemental mixture we have going on here. It's not too heavy one way or another. We have water, we have air. Both of these elements are internal energies. So it's like we have the heart, we have the mind, and we also have earth. That's the realm of career, work, what you're putting effort into. So far it seems good, but it's like a yin yang, right? Because we have this card that's at rest, not doing much. This one's putting in all the effort. That's why I said in this front end, I feel like, all right, I'm getting ready. I'm charging those batteries. So I feel like something's brewing here, and I can't wait to get into the finer details. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we are starting with the Moon card. And I know I was speaking about it a little as the cards were coming out. This card, it links to Pisces, and I also link it to you because your ruling luminary is the Moon. There's a very close relationship and bond between the Cancerians and the Moon itself. There's a lot of positives here. Now, obviously, this card is it's happening during the nighttime. It's super subtle. Now, this can tie into your intuition, your gut instinct, psychic intuitiveness, empathetic type of gifts and powers. So just know you could be extra sensitive in this time when this card shows up. In my simplistic style, when we clarify it, it could just tell us something that's coming towards you or a way you might be feeling. So I do like the Moon. I mean, I'm a double water sign myself. That's why I kind of really vibe with this type of energy. But the Moon is the biggest card of mystery, the unknown, right? It's nighttime, and there's a certain mysterious air to it. So just know there could be certain things, situations where either they're unexpected or surprising. We'll just have to see when we clarify this to get a better idea. To me, it's an energy that's kind of working behind the scenes or like moving behind the scenes, but not necessarily in a bad way. To me, it feels a little bit like preparation, like getting the ducks in a row. Moving to the center, and this next card is the reason why I'm saying that, we have the Four of Swords, and it looks like this little individual here is taking a little nap themselves. So the Four of Swords, it can link into things like sleep. This person's not really moving, they're not really doing much. We could think of deep state meditation, praying, connecting to spirituality. So when we link it with this Moon, there's a highly spiritual, sensitive energy showing up for you this week. So just know you could be hypersensitive to energy in general when this shows up. If you are having sleep issues, Spirit might be asking you to really take a look at that. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you are having a little insomnia when we have this little combo here in the front. The Four of Swords could be resting and recuperating, so maybe some of you are healing from something, that could be for sure. But this card does have some challenges, just like every card. This could represent delays, this could represent problems, this could represent speed bumps and roadblocks, because this card isn't moving much. So for some of you, it might seem like something looks a little stagnant on the surface, or it looks like not much is happening, but I'm not sure I really buy it, especially with what we have coming up next. So I feel like this front end mixture is really interesting. Watch your dreams in this time too. Like when I see the Moon and the Four of Swords, there is some sort of connection to dreamland. So you might be having extra vivid dreams. Now on the back end, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now this card is the total opposite of what we have going here with the Four. This is one of my favorite cards. Now it can link into career, work, business, how you earn money, and the things you put effort into. We see this individual very detail oriented, building all these different pentacles, so he's putting a lot of energy out. Now this card doesn't just mean you're in pentacle mode, doesn't mean you're just keeping yourself busy with work. For some of you, that could be the case. It could also connect to relationships. This card could represent somebody who's wanting to put energy into something, wanting to fix something or keep something moving. So the big name of the game when we see the Eight of Pentacles is energy expenditure, whereas the Four of Swords is not expending any energy. So we have like this little balance, and that's why I say up front here, I feel like something is building, and we're definitely going to want to take a look at it closer. A big challenge of the Eight of Pentacles is sometimes doing a little too much, working a little too hard, putting a little too much effort into something. It could also be someone that's like workaholic tendencies. So we're just going to leave it at that for now. I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. See what we got for the Cancerians. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Moon. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Moon time. What is this mysterious Moon doing? Okay, so I feel like this is a highly favorable alignment that we have here. We have the Ten of Cups, one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. Now, the reason I have a little pause for this is because I still want to see how the rest of this goes, because it's like we have two opposite extremes of energies. But when we see the moon with the 10 of cups, either some of you are highly focused on family situations or family in general, could be even living situations, but that is one of the cards of wins and victories. So face value with the mystery, I feel like something could turn out much better than you think. This could be an unexpected or surprising win or victory showing up here strong, and I feel like it's pretty cut and dry. Now, everyone knows that Cancerians, out of all the zodiac signs, have an extra tendency or an extra emotional attachment to those that they're related to, family, friends, children, stuff like that. So I feel like any family situations, whether good, bad, or indifferent, are going to be, I don't want to say taking a toll, because that insinuates that it's a rough thing. I just feel like the energetic bond is extra important for one reason or another. So again, watch out for any family situation that's going on. But I feel for the most part with this 10 of Cups, it's one of the best cards in the whole entire deck. You see the imagery there. It's absolutely beautiful. So for a lot of you, it could come in the realm of personal relationships. It could come in the realm of business and work. Unexpected or surprising win or victory. Beautiful. I feel like it's claimable. I feel like it's nice. But let's just stay skeptical as we move forward, because it's like we have stop, go, stop, go. For some of you, this could even be a goal. Remember how I said in the beginning, there's like a goal-oriented type of energy, like shoot for best possible scenario. Let's see what's up with that Four of Swords. Let's see what's going on there. So why is the Four of Swords in the mix? Hopefully something goes way better than you think. It's very possible. Okay. Judgment. Yeah. Total opposite of this Four of Swords. So there is an energy building underneath the surface. For some Cancers, your intuition could be telling you, like, oh, it's coming. Something's coming. Something's going to pop off, and I don't feel like it's a bad thing. Now, the Judgment card could sometimes represent things returning. Sometimes it could represent revisiting things. It could also be decisions and choices. So for a small portion of Cancers, you might be in a place where it's like, all right, well, how do I proceed from here? It's like, okay, well, I kind of know what I want, or I kind of know the outcome I want, but what can I really do about it? So some of you could be in a place where it's like, all right, which way am I going to go? How am I going to proceed with this? Where do I put my energy? But Judgment is explosive. It's action. It's extremely powerful. It's almost as powerful as the Tower. So when I see it underneath the Four of Swords, aside from all the stuff I was saying about your intuition, to me, it's like the energy's building up to something big. And I think intuitively, a lot of you probably feel it in the air when we have this Judgment card here. So we're just going to keep moving. I like what I'm feeling so far for the most part, but let's see if we could get a little more direction as we move forward with that Eight of Pentacles. This Judgment card is all about change. Now, for a portion of you, I mean, and I don't even feel like this is like big, drastic change approaching. To me, it just feels like something, even if it doesn't look like much is happening, even if to the naked eye it looks like nothing's going on, I feel like under the surface something is. So let's see what's up with that Eight of Pentacles. Let's see what's up with that Eight of Pentacles, then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. I like it. I'm optimistic about this. So why is the Eight of Pentacles in the mix? Thank you. Okay. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady. All right, so I know it shows up in readings sometimes, quite often, where, you know, sometimes things happen very, very quick. Sometimes things happen explosively. But there's also times in life where, you know, it might be a slow crawl. There could be something where it might just take some time and some effort, or it might just be time in general, right? Like when I see the Eight of Pentacles, the effort with the Knight of Pentacles, either that is somebody committing to something for the long run, where it's like, okay, I'm going to see this through no matter what, or it might just be Spirit saying, like, listen, Ken, it needs a little bit more time. So for some of you, there could be a situation where it's like time will tell, or you might just need a little time to pass, because these are very slow movers. Like lots of extreme differences of energy this week, that's for sure, because we have super powerful, lots of effort, completely at rest, very slow. So it's like we have this yin yang of energy here. But to me, I still feel like there's something building, but the timing needs to align properly for whatever reason. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, it could represent an earth sign that you're connected to, so Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, but this is the slowest mover out of all the Knights. It's very detailed. It could also represent communication as well, but when I see it underneath the Eight of Pentacles, it's like, all right, well, you either need to commit to something for the long run, through good times and in bad, or you just need to let the timing align. Like, You can't do too much. You can't force it. You just need the time to align. So it's like we have a lot of different things showing up for your reading this week. But I will say this, there's a silver lining because all of the energies do lean positive to me, even if it takes some time. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the moon card, one of your cards with the 10 of cups. Like I said, surprising or unexpected winner victory here. Pretty simple, straightforward. There's an extra strong emotional attachment to family situations and family members. Now, I know at base level, you're probably very attached to that, but it's doing something a little extra to the feelings. Moving to the center, we have the 4 of Swords with Judgment in the upright, something really building underneath the surface. I like it. I feel like it's really good. Your intuition could be kind of telling you or like hinting at you, like, all right, get ready for a Cancer. Moving to the back end, we have the 8 of Pentacles with the Knight of Cups. 2 main things to me: either you need to commit to doing something and following through with it, or there could be a situation where time will tell, or you just need the timing to line up just right. So I'd say overall this is pretty positive. Okay, so please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's in the shadows for the Cancerians? Guide, Spirit Team, what do we got? What do we got? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here. What's going on for the Cancerians, please? What is in the shadows for my good friends? Thank you. 9 of Cups, cool. So even your shadow card comes out pretty positive this week, and I really do like that. The 9 of Cups is one of the cards of wish fulfillment, so even if there is something building and something needs a little bit more time, I still feel for a lot of you in like the short-term future, there could be something that goes really well for you. Because remember, the shadow side is something that's unseen. We have another wish fulfillment card here. That could be a very good thing. Now let's talk about the shadow side of the 9 of Cups, because I still feel that good energy, but I always like to give that little hint to those of you that might be going through things. The 9 of Cups in its shadow sense could sometimes represent somebody that's either being too kind, or there could be a temptation for overindulgence. So if there's any things that you're trying to cut back from, if there's any things that you're trying to not indulge in, there could be a lot of temptations coming at you in this time when this card shows up. So that's just something to keep in mind as you move forward through the coming days and weeks. Also, you know, it's always good to be a nice, kind, good person. But it's like, all right, well, don't be too kind, right? Like, don't let people walk all over you. I know you don't, my friends. I know you don't. But we're just going to leave it at that, Cancer. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar and book one on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my all-time favorite decks, the Gilded Tarot Royale. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot cards, which one do you feel is the most misunderstood? And if you're new to tarot completely, which one do you have a little trouble with understanding its meaning? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.